Today's horoscope from Astrocademy, Scorpio, October 23, 2022. Some continued tensions are possible early today, especially if someone's resisting or standing in your way. Feeling held back, controlled, or directed can be frustrating now. Those close to you can be very touchy and sensitive, and it can be easy for others to push your buttons. Focus on breaking away from old patterns of relating that haven't been very successful in the past for best results. Fortunately, this mission gets easier as the day advances. The moon heads into your communications sector for a couple of days. Learning new things and pursuing personal interests not only please you, but they can be healing at this time. You're readily sharing your knowledge and advice to express your care. As you peer ahead into your day, you could feel tension hissing beneath the radar like lava bubbles to be free of the earth. This is because our sweet goddess planet, Venus, is waging war with a chaotic and evil Pluto. This ensures that wicked behavior could be afoot today. You may be victimized at this time, or be fired up with such intense hatred that you end up being the one carrying out the dark deeds. This may end up creating long-lasting emotional and intimate trauma. Don't sink into the volcano and erupt. Do your best to climb your way to safety. Commit to a healthy work and life balance. It is time for you to feel empowered in both your social life and your work life when Venus in Libra squares Pluto in Capricorn. The square indicates that it is time to make a drastic change, especially if you have been lacking support from your relationships or have felt controlled by your commitments. If this is the case, then consider this square as an opportunity to take charge of your work and life balance to ensure that it is whatever you want or need it to be. 2 days before Saturn is due to not only turn direct in your financial sector but end his last retrograde phase here for another 3 decades, the moon wraps up its monthly visit to your income sector. A clash yesterday may have created some financial tension, but this has been the push that both sides of the financial fence can now use to their advantage. You love to use your body in exciting new ways, and maybe you haven't been using your physical powers to the best of their abilities lately. Today's transit gives you some inroads into the wonderful world of physical activity. Be open to the new, which can come in surprising packages. Swing dancing has enjoyed a revival and is an established pastime in many parts of the world. Try something new that challenges your body to act like it did when you were a child. You are going to meet someone interesting. Starting next week, you will get some news about this new relationship and this will soothe your heart. Until then, you will be going through a gray period, most notably in your professional life, and there will be some friction in your life today. You aren't very flexible and are not very understanding, so tensions will be multiplying. The vibrations are speaking of this period as one in which you will be a little bit tormented, but this won't last long. In your sentimental life, be patient and everything will fall into place. As much as there has been some tension between planets on the home and career fronts during the course of the week, and this has helped to expose any work-life balance issues, the timing couldn't be better. Not only are the Sun and Venus just 2 days away from returning to begin the first planetary activity in a fun, playful, romantic and creatively charged part of your chart this year, but Jupiter is just 7 days away from a rare double-dip visit to your sector of adventure, travel, learning and discovery. 3 days after the moon not only left Cancer but spent its final hours clashed with Pluto in your communication sector, the moon returns to your communication sector. Whatever this may have flushed out earlier in the week, there is now a chance to give a voice to, with 2 days to not only work with the moon to get the communication lines open but before things take a romantic turn. Our eyes in the sky. There is plenty to process on an emotional level now. Make sure you're honoring your time and giving yourself plenty of space to stretch out. This can mean that people are not honoring their boundaries and overlapping with your aura field throughout the day. Although the lunar vibes make it easier to let things bounce off you, there is a darker element to this as well. This can be especially true with certain family members, such as siblings, or even neighbors, because yesterday's aspects could be stirring up arguments left and right. You must honor yourself and let toxic connections take care of themselves. For those who are in family disputes, this is a good time to armor up psychologically and be very honest with yourself about your personal space and needs. Yesterday's Pluto energy hasn't cleared from the skies, and it adds a dramatic undertone to unconscious behaviors. Let someone show you who they are even if it hurts to see it. Be careful of what you say. Your own words may be contradictory. Don't shoot yourself in the foot by saying things that go against your own personal desires and inner beliefs. Make sure that what comes out of your mouth, keyboard, or touch screen is coming from your heart. You're likely to be in a much chattier frame of mind with activity in your house of personal expression and appearance. You may be thinking about changing the way you present yourself to the world. Assuming a professional demeanor means that you can get a new job, if you like, or move up at your current employer. Money and a key to the executive lavatory come with the new office. This is a spiritual lesson, and it can even mean you're feeling a telepathic connection to someone at this time. That doesn't mean they aren't violating your need for space, and this can go both ways, so be very mindful of this, because your mind is going through a process of merging right now. In the pre-dawn hours, the Leo moon sextiles Venus in Libra, stimulating a sense of well-being. We can be ourselves without pretense, charming friends and admirers with our outgoing attitude. Since many of us will be asleep at this hour, this transit may manifest in the form of happy dreams where we are reunited with loved ones. Guides take the form of family or relatives who affirm that we attract the proper relationships when we are brave enough to express ourselves authentically. Following this, the moon sextiles the Libra sun, perpetuating the good vibes born of the moon-Venus sextile. If we are asleep, pleasant dreams continue. If we are awake, we connect with others based on mutual interests or shared ideals. Our emotional and egoic desires are in sync. This influence is unlikely to manifest dramatic events. In fact, we might not realize how smoothly the day is going until this aspect has passed. This is ideal. It suggests we are living in the moment and sucking the marrow out of life. The moon begins its void of course following this aspect's perfection, proposing that we avoid starting new projects.